What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the only undefeated Italian team still in Europe. And yeah, that's fantastic. So we're definitely going to talk about that. But on a serious note, we're going to talk about obviously Villarreal, a little bit about Milan. I think the weird things said pre-game and post-game, which kind of already shows some. I don't know, some disagreements maybe, or like I'm not sure what to make of it. We're going to talk about what I think some very odd Tudor comments after yet another bad result, bad game. Let me call it what it is, bad game, with the same decisions being made and him being stubborn. And then the main question, is he scared? And I have a theory about that one. But first, Norbert, how are you? How are you doing?
Hey, everything is good. Everything is good. Yeah, it was a weird game, that's for sure. And I almost predicted it to a T because I said 2-2 and first goal Villarreal, and then we're gonna score, and then they're gonna score, and then we're gonna score in the last minute. But it was the other way around. So yeah,
Yeah, it was it was a very odd game. It was um I don't know, like 2-2. Like I thought we were gonna lose. I'm gonna be
yeah,
completely honest, but that doesn't mean because um somebody told me in today's video, really a bit off topic, saying that uh as fans we're always negative, because I don't know what that word is, negative, in football today. Like, I never heard that word ever until the last couple of seasons, which I find strange. But like, it's always negative. We haven't lost the game, and we're missing Bremer, and we're missing Turam. You're way too harsh. Um, I don't think anyone is isn't it more about being critical about what you're just seeing in front of you, basically, not negative, but you see something
yeah,
and it's not good enough, and you talk about it,
yeah.
right?
It's definitely not negative. It is what it is. We say what we see. It's not like it's fun to point these things out, but these what we talk about is there. It's not like we're looking for the negatives and only talk about these things. It's we just say how it is, and yeah, I don't think it's negative, and I kind of getting bored of this, calling people negative who just sees what's going on. I think it's crazy.
I I do agree. Let me add the guest to the show really quickly. Hey, Imran. Um, I agree. Going back to the game, let's go from start to finish. That first half, that was, and maybe I'm lying, and because it's fresh on the memory. On a technical level, that's one of the worst games I've seen on a pure technical, like, ability level. And it was so bad that the most basic, and we joke about it, our basic stuff, like simple passes, got misplaced so many times. Like, absolutely so many. I lost count. I think we lost about 5 times in the space of like 1 minute. It kept coming back from Villarreal, and we kept giving it away. you know so on
Yeah,
a technical level, forget about tactics right now and who should be playing. On the first half, the technical ability on display from some of these players, but I think Locatelli, I think he played a perfect clean game. How embarrassing was that to actually witness as a fan?
yeah. I even asked in the group chat, like, what are we even watching? And seeing McKennie on the field is certainly doesn't help with the technical abilities. And yeah, he showed that. I still can't believe he played the entire game. But yeah, that first half was so bad, horrible. I think the worst half this season. Probably it's fair to say. Um, but oh my god, yeah. And I missed the goals. I was away for 12 minutes in the first half, and I missed both goals. So hey, but yeah, I just want to forget about that first half fast.
What do you think, Imran? Was that one of the worst halves you've ever or
Yes,
have seen
yes.
in a very long time?
Yes, when you watch that first half, you can easily conclude that Juventus is the first ever football team that is unable to play football. That is the conclusion of that first half. Like if I remember very well, I counted from the minute 30 to the minute 35. I counted three missed passes in the opposition half from McCain, from only one play. So imagine the other names. To be honest, I really don't understand that in Juventus the players are training together. It's been like how many a month now that they are training together. I don't understand that you can't make three passes in the opposition half. So there is no chemistry. How? Like it's really strange that you are training with the same guys for 1 month, and if 1 month for the new signatures, but these guys they've been playing together for 2 3 years, and until now you can't pull two passes together. Come on, like at the end we are playing football. Like I watched the PSG Barcelona. I know it's a different level, of course, different quality, but like it's really they go five, six, seven, even 20 passes and they don't miss the ball. For us, no, three passes, two passes, we lose the ball. You can't wait from the coach to give you everything. You are a professional footballer. You need to endure. You need to work to be creative. But if you're waiting from Tudor to tell you how to play 1-2, how to play a triangle, oh come on, we are not professional at this level.
How many times do you think Cambiasso and McKennie lost possession yesterday combined?
It's
I,
gonna
10,
be over
12,
20. It's over
yeah,
20.
maybe.
it's 26 in total
In
together.
first half.
No, in total, in
26.
total.
Okay.
In
Yeah, it
total,
is. It is.
26 time. And like you said, Imran, in positions where you cannot lose possession, like it's not high up the pitch at the corner flag, whatever, in the box, it happens. And it's also like through the middle most of the times, like odd decisions where it's like, are you colorblind? At one point, I was like, they're colorblind. That's the only explanation because they're seeing things, they're seeing ghosts. Like I think Goldminers is seeing ghosts because he's playing. He's not even playing in the vicinity of a teammate. He's just playing the ball, and he's like, hopefully somebody's out. Like the confidence level he's on, like low. I've never seen it this low at any player at this club. I'm being serious for that long of a time stretch as well. That's one of those things. So I want to let me start with this because we need to start with this. The starting lineup. Um, the title of the show is he scared to win games, Tudor? Is he scared to win games? Because from what we know, the way he spoke before, I rather play I win 4-3 than 1-0. I want attacking. I want this pressing, whatever. I see none of that, and it's impossible as well with the lineup he plays. It's just impossible. And on top of that, players are walking on their last legs, and it's October. It's just October.
Yeah.
So from that starting 11, what do you make of that? Because I thought Colt Miners had a decent game against Atalanta, and the idea is we're gonna try to revive Colt Miners. We pay too much money for him. We need to get him right. I'm like, cool, I guess, but at one point you need to stop. You do that, and then you're like, you know what? Champions League away game, you're gonna play on the right hand side when I have Segrova and Conceição on that bench. What does that tell? That decision, Norbert? What does that tell you?
I don't know, but we talked about this many times that Cope Miners playing a lot better when he is like a regular midfielder, not pushed up. And when I saw that McKennie starts in the double pivot and Cope Miners up top with Yildiz, yeah, I knew it's going to be horrible. Cope Miners, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he can only play what Locatelli is playing right now. So anything else, he's horrible, and he showed it. And I don't know what's wrong with Tudor. He just doesn't want to win. I don't know, but I finally hope to see a good lineup, especially when I saw that João Mario is that Cambiasso is starting on the right. That gave me a lot of hope, but that fell apart really fast when Cabal just was probably the worst player on the pitch before the injury, and now he's out for another, I don't know how long, 2 weeks at least, but I am guessing it's
Oh,
over a month.
2 months. I think
Yeah,
2 months at least.
yeah. So it's. I was really hoping to see like Openda and David up front and Yildiz behind them, or something like that. But yeah, as you said, Tudor might be too afraid.
What do you think, Imran? Like, what is that lineup? Like, what is the idea? Is he scared? Is he like what is he trying to do right now?
Well, when I saw the lineup, and then I saw Koop Miner starting behind striker, and you go with Cabal, you start Cabal that just came from an injury, and you put Cambias on the right. I can understand the philosophy behind that. You want Koop Miners to track back, to have three-man midfield with Locatelli, McKennie, to win the midfield battle and to control the game. And then on the right side, to give Cambiaso the freedom to go up, to create chances with the Yildiz and David. I understand the philosophy. But the problem is when you can make this lineup if it's your only choice. But on the bench, you have Zegorova, Conceição. Why would you go with Koop Miners behind the striker? I really don't understand. We are trying to block the opponent more than we are trying to give advantage to ourselves. Tudor was thinking, how can I stop Villarreal? Not how can I make this Juventus strong and play on our strength. You have Conceição, you have Zegrova, you play them one half each or 60 minutes, 40 minutes, but you play with these guys. You don't put Koop Miners there. And you know that the player, he doesn't feel comfortable in that position. Against Atalanta, we saw Koop Miners is trying to bring us that version of Atalanta. We saw a bit, not a lot, but some good things. And you need to give him continuity in the same position. This is what every coach in the world would do. I would give him another game in the same position. But for Tudor, no, he wants to put him up front, which I really don't understand. Keep him in the same position and hope that he can give you a good game. Then you want Locatelli and McKennie, bench him. Don't start him there. Bench him. Put Conceição from the start, and then you see how the game is going. If you want an additional midfielder, you put Koop Miners in. But yesterday you had four midfielders: Locatelli, Cambiaso, Locatelli, McKennie, Koop Miners, Aziz. Four midfielders. You decided to start three of them. Why? When you have two wingers on the bench, I really don't understand that lineup, but I kind of understand the philosophy that didn't work.
You know what the funny thing is, or the funny thing is, we have like at basically any given time 5 to 6 defenders on the pitch. If you think about it, 3 at the back, then you have Koop Miners, Cambiasso, and Kalulu as well. Like we have 5 we concede 1.6 goals, almost 1.7, like 1.6 goals on average a game. That's one. 2, in that first half, the first 20, 25 minutes, how many times, can you recall from the top of your head, we lost possession, it was a counterattack for Villarreal, and it was like 5v2 every single time. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, whatever you're doing with this lineup, you're not practicing on training, in my opinion, because you have 5 defenders out there, 5 on the pitch. I don't care which position they play. You're playing with 5 defenders, so I don't care where you play them, because if they're not going to defend, then you're playing them out of position, and it's completely pointless. But every time we lose possession, we look like we are going to concede. We didn't concede in the first half. One, because they made some very questionable decisions up front, and Perin had a good first half. That's why we didn't concede. We didn't concede against Verona in the second half because they're absolutely bad up front. They're just bad. Otherwise you would have conceded. We didn't concede against Atalanta in that second half because even they made some odd decisions in their final, passing, whatever. Really odd decision if you actually look back at it. So he wants to go. In my opinion, he's going very conservative. Everything that he stands for is out of the window. I'm not sure if that's because he's fearing for anything, or he's like, I don't have the players to do this. Whatever it is, it's gonna cost him his job, because if he keeps doing this, we're gonna start losing games, and it becomes a cycle. We're not getting away with it, because yesterday we were almost getting away with it. That first half could have been a wrap. That game could have been wrapped up. Against any better side, at halftime, it's over. You're done.
Yeah.
You're playing the second half for the fitness level because you're not coming back, Because I've watched Villarreal a little bit. They were not good yesterday. They were trying their best towards the end of the first half to get us back into the game. Like how many times did Locatelli intercept a ball the last 15 minutes of that first half? And credit to him because he was very good, but then there were just really poor passing from Villarreal out from the back, and they were trying to hand us the game, and actually they did hand us the game, and we still didn't manage to get it over the line. So 1.6 goals on average. We're 7 games in, 11 goals. I don't need to ask you guys if that's bad. When that's good? If we scored 30 goals as well, because that means, well, you're winning games. You're winning crazy games, but you're winning. But that's not the case as well, So right now, you need to go into a game with the idea of, if we don't score 2 goals, we don't win. That's the idea now. If we don't score 2 goals, and even if we score 2 goals, we're not able to win. But on theory, we need to score 2 goals, or we're not winning a game right here. It's impossible statistically to win a game right now. So I'll ask the question again, and I know somebody will get absolutely pissed if I ask that question. I don't care about Thiago Motta, but what is the difference? And I will ask this question because Tacchinardi, I'm going to throw out his name. Last season, I will never forget, he was out in the media every single week, very early on, throwing Motta under the bus. Another draw, another this, another that. Gone. I don't hear him talk anymore. And actually, he's on Romeo's channel, Il Bianconero. Not a beep about Tudor. Not a beep. But there is no difference, right? But that's not okay. That's not okay, because Marquisio came out today and he said, this is not good. He's not his friend, obviously, but he said, this is not good. I don't care if he's your friend, yes or not. It's like, let's say Del Piero was in charge and he was doing this, I will still call it out. It is what it is. Legend from the club, good player, good guy. The club is the club, So I'll bring it up again because last season the pressure was, or the criticism was this, and we all agreed. I remember I went back to my videos at the time and I was like, this is not good. This is not good. I like you, Thiago Motta, but this is not okay. It's not good enough. So this is not good enough. Why is he getting away with it? Even the questions post-game, I'm listening to it. I'm like, wrong question. Wrong questions. Absolutely wrong questions. He comes out. What do you make of this statement? I need to ask you guys. He said, we did what we could have done. It is what it is. We move. When I heard that, I was like, no. And what made it worse, I don't know if you watched Haaland's interview, because I retweeted it. So, go back and watch. I might bring it on to the screen. If I'm not getting copyrighted, I might bring it on the screen. But what do you think about that statement, Norbert? What he said? We did what we could have done. It is what it is.
So if it was against a top team, yeah, but it was Villarreal and we are Juventus, and it's never acceptable. And I don't see any changes from last year. Motta was exactly the same. with the results. Like we were unbeaten, um, and yeah, it's still not enough. And he gets a lot of leeway because he's an ex-Juve player. He's he played for the club for many years, and he doesn't get what another coach would get. Yeah, Takinadi, obviously they know each other very well, so yeah, it's an issue. And tactically, he's not good. His subs are crazy, bad, and also I don't think he got the players he wanted from Comoli. So there are rumors that they are not at the best terms, and Comoli didn't get the players he wanted. So I don't know. It's not an excuse. This is horrible. What's going on? In my eyes, it would be okay if it would be a small club, but we are not. We are Juventus, and this is unacceptable. And this is going on for 4 years now, and and it's really hard to get by as a long-term Juventus fan. Yeah. So
Let me
lost
try
for
to bring
words.
it on. Let me try to bring it onto the screen really quickly. Can you hear it if I play it?
We don't hear any.
You cannot hear it?
No.
No.
You can see it, right?
No.
No.
Wait. Sorry?
Now.
Let me know if you can hear it.
How do you feel after that?
Yeah.
We hear it.
I don't feel good. We don't win. We do something unnecessarily in the second half, and I don't think we play good enough. So we don't deserve to win, and yeah, that's why.
You say you didn't play well. What do you think was missing from your performance then?
I think we need more energy. We need to get at them more as we did in the first half. We dominated much more, and now in the second half they took the lead much more, and I don't think it's good enough.
Did you have any complaints with the foul that led to the penalty?
I didn't see it again, but I don't know. If you kick someone in the face, I guess it's a penalty. I don't know. I didn't see it.
I know obviously you're probably not going to want to talk about it, but obviously another 2 goals for you. The first one coming with your first touch of the game. As a striker, in the first half, you only had 7 touches, 2 of those were goals. Are we underestimating how difficult that is when you're not involved in the game, but to then go and score 2 goals like that?
I still think I'm involved in the game, doing movements and giving space to others. So it's not only about touching the ball if you're involved in the game or not. I think you can be involved in the game many other ways, and that's my job. I did my job in the first half. In second half, I didn't. So yeah.
You don't think you did your job in the second half?
No, of course, no. I didn't score. I didn't finish the game. So no.
Does this just prove how tough away games are in the Champions League, Erling?
Every Champions League game is tough. Look at last year, we went out. So every single game is tough, and yeah, there's not many teams who won their first 2 games, and that's how it is.
Yeah, he was pissed.
He was pissed. Like, pissed is putting it nicely. Like, he was like, no, it's not good enough, It is what it is. Like, just be like this. Like, come out, and we're not blind. Gatti comes out and he's like, oh man, I'm so pissed that we threw that game away. I'm like, you're at fault. It was you. Like, Vega dunked on you. I don't want to hear that. He put it out there like it's a group thing, maybe in general, but on the day it was you. To make it worse, somebody texted me today because he got into the team of the week in the Champions League, and it's like, haha, here you go. I'm like, yeah, haha, we dropped points. And he was at it again. He scored a good goal, fine, but that's not his main job. His main job is to defend. And he didn't do that again good enough. But Imran, I showed the Haaland clip because he was just very honest. And he was like, no, we're not doing this. It wasn't good enough. But what do you made of that Tudor statement saying, well, we did what we could have done. It is what it is.
Yes, when I read the words of Tudor, of course, I'm not happy with that. I don't want Juventus coach to draw a game, and especially the way you are losing the 2 points, and the context. You draw against Dortmund, you draw against Villarreal, against Atalanta, and now you are the 23rd in the ranking. So you are risking to next game against Madrid. Maybe you lose it and you go out of the 24th. So you're risking a lot. It's not a game that you draw and that's it. We look to the other. No, if you don't win the next game, you are out of the 24th. But at the same time, the dialogue that is given to the fans in these interviews, for it doesn't really interest me. I prefer the dialogue that is between the players and the coach, and I'm sure that between the player and the coach, they will say a different thing because they understand that they lost 2 points. So I really don't look at these statements, especially after the game, because there are a lot of emotions, and if they start speaking, they will throw a bomb on in the interview. So I think that the management they tell them that after the game when you give the interview try to be as they did, try to be calm, because if they start talking they will never stop. But I know that Tudor, of course, is not happy. The players, they aren't happy with the results, and I'm sure that the dialogue in the locker room is different from what they say to the fans.
Yeah, but like the media like you're pissing off fans even more. You're giving them the reason to be pissed because whatever they say in the locker room, they come out and it's the same thing for a couple of weeks right now. This comment, and I will explain to you why this is completely not true. Saying we're pointing out on individuals and condemning them after 6 matches would not be a topic if we have positive result against Villarreal and Verona. Unnecessary negative topic. This is completely fake, by the way, because if we won against Villarreal, you thought I would come on and praise Colt Miners and McKennie and all these players because they're no. Like, I know a lot of people do that. They will look at the result and they're like, we move. No, we do not move. Because if we won against Villarreal, the performance was still awful. And it's not sustainable. If you're that type of fan, I would agree with that comment. If you just care about the result, fine. And I do care about the result. If it's match day 37 and we need 2 wins for the title, I don't care how you do it. But we are miles away from that situation. So even if we won against Villarreal, I would still come on and be like, cool, we got the win, but it was bad. That player was bad. That decision was bad. Like, you're going to do that or you're not going to do that. If you're not going to do that, you're just happy with, like, if you're not doing that, then probably you're having a calm past 4 or 5 years, because actually you don't really care about this club, and like you don't really care about the end result of the club. If that makes any sense, you're maybe pissed that we're not winning, but you're not as pissed probably as me. Then I would say, because this is not negative. This is real. Like, we watched that game. What we're saying is out there. We're not making this up. Like, we're not making this up. And there's nothing to do with the result, by the way. Like, what we're talking about is there. Do I need to play the tape? I rewatch the game? I always rewatch the game the day after. Like, for 90% of the times I rewatch games, And I did it. And it's not that I rewatched and I was like, you know what? I was going overboard. Actually, it wasn't that bad. No, it was actually worse the day after. Because I watched things that I forgot or didn't notice at the time.
So I think you, Ale, and me as well, talking about unsustainable victories since the Allegri times, at least, when there was that 9 games or I don't know how many in a row. And it's just, even if we win, we would say it was a bad win. Like, it's unsustainable, and how we play is unsustainable. And soon these draws will turn to losses, and who knows what's going to happen against Real Madrid. I'm really afraid of that game, to be honest, and against Milan as well. So it is. It's just, again, I talked about this at the beginning, that these the negative talks just bore me at this point. Like, it's not negative, it's the reality. Like,
Somebody's saying we don't have a complete and balanced squad, which is being managed by a coach who isn't up to Juve standards, Grinta, is not enough. If you count on defenders to score goals and save you, it shows a huge buck in your team. How many times Kelly Cavalcati are going to score again? Yeah, I mean, like, it's part of the game, like your defender scoring. But I see your point. Like, I saw the discussion yesterday, or I heard the discussion yesterday on TV. I don't know what you think about that, Imran, saying that actually we do create a lot of chances or enough chances to win games. I personally do not have that feeling that we create enough chances. I think we create enough potential moments, but they don't result in chances, in my opinion. Yesterday against Villarreal, when it was 2-1, I was like, we are on top. Keep pushing. Like, we got them right now. Like, we actually got them. They had no clue how to get back into the game, and we are like, foot off the gas. Take a step back. Then Tudor was like, you know what? Gonna make some strange subs right now. And Villarreal was like, okay, fine, cool. Like, we're gonna take over again. And then he comes out post game with the same comments saying nobody plays for 90 minutes with the same intensity. I'm like, we do not even do that for a half a game. And he's talking about, no, look around in Europe. Nobody, no, I'm not looking around in Europe. I'm looking at us. And we are extremely inconsistent in games. So I don't know what you think about that, Imran. Do you create enough chances, to get us out of certain situations?
Well, so yesterday, when in the first half, we tried a bit, but we didn't have the quality to score and to create chances in the first half. He was trying, but you can't depend on Yildiz every single game to solve you the games. And then when you have Cup Miners, I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. I think at some point I thought that he's out, or I didn't really see him. I don't know where he went in the first half. And David, that is isolated, and you don't expect anything from him if he's not supported by the others. And of course, Cabal going out and putting Joao Mario and Cambiaso, two players are very, very attacking players, and then in the first half you are creating nothing. And I went back to see the tempo of the game, and in the first half we had a really high tempo towards the end of the half, but when you watch the game, there was no chances. Like, I don't understand. We have a very high tempo, but there are no chances to score. In the second half, you start realizing that you need a winger, a very qualitative player like Conceição to solve you the game. He's entering and he's creating the first chance for David. He's missing it. I don't know how. And then there is that mistake from Villarreal that Conceição is taking and he's scoring. He's giving you the second, and you are 2-1. You are winning 2-1, and then we create. Yeah, we are not playing good. Villarreal, they have the ball, of course, without being dangerous, but we have the chance of David is hitting the post. So I think that Juventus is not a team that is creating a lot of chances like we are saying, but we create like 3-4 chances where you need to capitalize and close the game, and that's enough for a team like Juve. 3 chances. If you have a top quality player, they will score. But if you don't have these top quality players, then you will create 14, 15, and you will score maybe 1 or 2. So the problem is not really about the chance creation, but it's about scoring from the few chances that you have. And this is the football of today. I don't need to attack and create like 15 chances and score 4 or 5 goals. No, I create 1-2 chances. I need to capitalize. This is the football of today. But when I look at Juventus, it's not a team that is really creating a lot, but they create enough. We can say that. But they miss. And this is the problem. We always miss the chances. You always need to miss 1-2 chances, and then if you are lucky, you will score another one, and maybe it won't be enough to win you the game.
Yeah, I mean, that is that. Like, we don't create enough. The couple of chances we do create are quality enough to, but even the Jonathan David one, like it wasn't easy. Like okay, the first one, I'm talking about the second one that when he hit the crossbar, it wasn't like a given that it was going in. Like actually did an excellent job. It was just very unlucky. The first one, I hate that people are making excuses because I put out a tweet and like I haven't given up on Jonathan David. I was like on that miss, the clip I quote tweeted saying how are we gonna get this guy going right now with the idea of he will get benched. He will get benched. And he will be sitting on that bench and he will think about how the hell did I miss that? Like that's what he's going to think about. I hate that people are making excuses. Oh, the ball got touched. He had enough time to, readjust. Like it wasn't like he touched it like just beside him. And like then I can understand. He just completely missed. Like, and he knew that. And if you will ask him, he will say, "There's no way I should have missed that. Touch or no touch, that should have gone in." Because he was so close to the post as well. Like if he just put his body into it, basically, it would have gone in by default. So it's a horrible miss. And there's nothing to, not even with the miss. He didn't play a good game. That's what I was talking. He didn't play well enough. That doesn't mean I give up on him, whatever. I'm not saying that. What I do say is, and I go back to the subs. Like Vlahovic came in minute 85. I think it was 85.
Yes.
I was like, he's not playing well. Like he's not. The game was open. I was like, well, now you can use the panda. And he was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Like when the game is closed, he will probably use it. Like the decisions are odd, and he switched it up against Milan. I'm convinced Jonathan David is not going to start against Milan. I'm actually very convinced about that. And it's not about the performance. It's just he will switch it up again. That's what I believe. I see a lot of people in the chat saying we should be playing with 4 attackers. What do you guys think about a 4-4-2 diamond with a Panda David? I'm from because the 3-4-2 one is clearly not working. And then somebody said I totally agree with the 4 attackers. And somebody else said we have 7 attackers. Just play 4 of them up front. But it's very clear right now that he's not going to make any major changes. I think maybe if he loses against Milan, he has 2 weeks to sit on it. Players will come back and he's like, okay, guys, we're going to do it differently. Because it's not about the attack alone. I don't think, like, Cambiaso's playing poorly and he's pissing me off. And if we had options, you would bench him. We have no options. So he's going to play. But he is playing extremely poorly. And I'm being very nice. But I think in the back 4, many of those things will get resolved. That's just one thing. So switching formation, in my opinion, would help not just individuals, but also the team. That's how I'm looking at it. But he's very clear about not doing it, saying we don't play with 2 up top. Unlikely. Okay. I mean, if it's unlikely, then the formation is not going to change, right? Like it's impossible to change that formation. If you think playing with 2 strikers up top is unlikely, then it means you're not willing to try things out and you're just going to do what you're doing right now, and you're not going to change anything, drastically if it's actually really drastically. So he's stubborn right now. He's very stubborn, and in my opinion, like the title, he's scared to win games. He moved away from his beliefs, and I'm not sure why he did that, because at the end it's gonna cost his job. So better do your own thing, what you believe in, because you're not gonna stay in a job like this. It's just not. It's impossible. Even if he finishes 4th and he plays like this, he will get removed at the end of the season. I'm 1000% certain about that, because you're not Komoli's guy. You're not his guy. They tried to replace you. They failed in the summer, so they kept you. So this is not about saving your, I don't think he can save his job unless he wins the title, or unless he goes on a title charge and he just misses it out the last 3 games of the season. Other than that, I think it's impossible that he will be the coach next season. So that's what I'm trying to say. Do what you believe in. If it fails, it fails. either way, you're probably not going to be here this next summer unless you actually win it or do something amazing. I don't know what you guys think about it, but that's how I'm looking at it
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, you're right. My only problem is that we don't really have subs, left and right back. Kostic is not a left back, and João Mario is not a right back. So if Cambiasso starts as a left back and Kalulu as a right back, then who are the subs? That's my only issue with that. But obviously, we need a change because this can't continue. We are just gonna end up like we ended up last season, and I'm so tired of this. But yeah, I watched Juventus in the Intertoto Cup. So I guess I survived. But yeah, Tudor will not stay this long. I mean, will not stay until the end of the season if it continues like this. And I hate stubborn coaches, and I already said this. So yeah.
You said there's no subs. I agree, but you play, and if that
Yeah.
problem pops up, you adapt, right? Like that's how I would look at it. Like if you don't have any subs and he's injured, then you go back to this and you make sure it works. But like
Yeah.
you need to try something, right? Like even what do you think? Like if you can make one change, what would it be? What do you think would help the squad, throughout 90
Well,
minutes?
I think now at this moment, if you change the lineup, like would that change the passing accuracy or the shooting accuracy of the players? I think that the answer is no. Like changing the formation doesn't really solve our problem today. And then I understand the philosophy that you go back to form and defense. You have a lot of options. You can go with Gatti, Bremer. They did really good last season with Motta. You put Cambiaso on the left. You put Carlo on the right. You still have, I think, McKennie last season played really well when he was as a left back. He did really good. And then you have Kostic. That for me, yesterday it was his game. After the 60 minutes, it was the game of Kostic, which I don't know why he didn't play him. Him and Openda, it was their game. After the 60 minutes, when Villarreal was pushing, the first reaction that you will do, put Kostic and Openda in. They run in spaces and they will help you a lot. But instead of that, we went with Rugani and Adzic. I really don't understand these subs. So I think, uh, yeah, you can try to go back to 4-4-2 or I don't know 3-5-2. But from my point of view, I really don't see if that will solve our problems or not, because our problems are really bigger than a formation or players are on the bench. Like we can't make three passes. We can't be precise in the pass accuracy. We can't be precise in the shooting accuracy. I don't know if it's really a problem of lineups or it's just something that is mental or something that is missing in the training.
I agree. Like I agree with it's not you make a formation change and we start playing well, But that's the only thing you can really do right now. You cannot change the players unless obviously you can bench certain players, but some of them they're gonna play by default. So I do agree with it, but I think it's part of like this changing formation or try something else. You can do. You cannot make Colt Miners a good player at this moment in time. Or McKennie, tell McKennie, hey, buddy, you're playing a Champions League game and this is not Sunday League football, because that's how it looked like, how we approach that game. I get that point. Another question, and maybe the final one before we wrap it up with Milan talk. Chiellini pre-game came out and he said, this team, I can see it, it embodies Tudor's image. And I was like, okay. That's your observation, I guess. I disagree because Tudor's vision is definitely not this, but fine. They follow him, they like him. I'm like, that's all good and well, Then post game, Tudor was like, yeah, this team has no identity still. And I was like, okay, so is Chiellini absolutely lying? I hope he's lying because, I mean, he's been such a good player. I'm assuming he knows what he's seeing. So I hope he's absolutely lying, because he says I see, or he's saying, well, Tudor's image is nothing, or is he trying to say that? Because somebody's lying out there, like somebody, like that's a problem. And the second part of it, or the second problem is, Tudor has been in charge not since July, but a couple of months. He's not in charge for 7 games. He's in charge. He hasn't been in charge for about 20 games, 21 games, almost half a season worthy of games. And there's still no identity at all. Isn't that a massive concern if you hear that as a management? You know, when your coach comes out and he's like, my team still has absolutely no identity. They cannot win the ball back, etc. And this is it's game day 20 for you, you know. And a lot of players are the same players, because when he came in, Bremer wasn't there, you know, but I don't think Bremer is the issue. He plays Vlahovic quite a lot, so he was there. Yeah, Conceição. I mean, a lot of the squad is the same thing. That a lot of the players he plays are the same players. So isn't that a big and massive worry if he comes out, Norbert, and he says that? When your
Big.
quote unquote boss says something completely different, like completely different.
Yeah, huge issue. And we still don't have a sporting director, you know. That annoys also, like that annoys me so much. And I can't believe we did this whole summer without a sporting director, and we did it with Komoli. But yeah, I just don't understand what's going on at this club. To be honest, it's hard to say anything smart, because even if we would know what's happening, even then, just why? Yeah, I have nothing. It's really sad. It should be, everything should work in a smooth, and everyone is working with each other, and it's not like he came 2 weeks ago, Tudor. You know, he came last season, so they had the whole summer to make this work, and I don't understand what's going on.
Imran, do you think I'm exaggerating by saying it, but like 20 games in, no identity, when Chiellini pre-game said, actually, I can see it?
Yeah, I think that what Chiellini said yesterday, it's a game of chess that is being played between the management and the team. Chiellini is protecting his coach Tudor, and he's saying that the team is identical to the coach, and then the coach is telling the players, is giving them a hidden message that you did really bad. So it's a game of chess that they are playing, but will it work or not? We don't know, because the management should protect the coach, and then the coach, he should sometimes protect his players, and sometimes tell them that they did bad, so that they can wake up. But to go back, that Tudor played a lot of games. Yes, of course. Now I believe, since he played 10 games last season, then the World Cup, then the games of this season. So he knows very well the squad list that he has. He knows the qualities that he have. He knows what is missing. And if you remember that in June he said this team can compete, but we need 3-4 signings, top signings, and we can compete again. That today, when you look back at those words and you look at the state of this Juventus, like, it's very, very different. This team today, they need at least like 4 players to compete again. So I think that the Mercato, without a sporting director, and even the board, or changing Giuntoli in June, wasn't really a good idea. I think that we should have either kept him to do the Mercato, or change him before June, so that he can prepare the Mercato. But we decided to change Giuntoli in June before the World Cup, and then put in Comore that he needed before. Looking for the mercato, he needed to fix other things. So I think that yes, we need a sporting director, because today I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'm questioning, why do we sign Openda? I don't understand. You need a right wing back, you need a left center back, you need a midfielder, and you decided, let's go and sign 40 million Openda. I don't understand that. Did we do it just to tell PSG that, hey, you didn't want to give us money? Oh, we went and we signed Openda. Or was it really a need to sign Openda? So, and the final point that I want to say is to say that we don't have an identity with Tudor. I wanted to make a comparison between Tudor and Motta to understand where we are today. With Motta, we know how to do the thing. We know it tactically. We know how to win. We know how to defend. We know how to block the opposition. But what was missing with Motta is the will to do that. You know that if you want to score, you need to push. You need to push with fullbacks. But we didn't dare to do it. Today with Tudor, we are daring to do the thing, but tactically we don't know how to do it. This is the difference for me.
Well, you could be right with that one. I mean, I think at the end of the day, the news when Motta got sacked was, it's too complicated for the players. They don't get it. They don't like Motta. And I remember I came on. I was like, remember, because everybody was like, the players are right. I'm like, remember who you are backing. Remember who you're backing. It's not the first time they've done it, and it won't be the last time they'll do it. If the results start going bad, you will hear talks about they like Tudor, they're following Tudor. You will hear completely different leaks in the media. That's how it works. And that's why I said when Motta got sacked, and it was like, back the players, remember? And Perin was like, and Nico Gonzalez like, now I'm free. With Tudor, still shit. And Perin was talking all that smack. Remember all these? I will never forget that, because it will happen again the moment it goes out. And people smash the like button, because we're almost going to wrap it up, and it's only 14 likes. I will never forget that. I will never, ever forget that, and it's going to happen again. I know that. That's how it works. At any club, the players will throw the coach under the bus. The only way it's not going to happen if you have an insane legend as a head coach, which is not the case. So it will happen. They will have no shame, and they will do it to get away with it again. And the fan base will allow them to get away with it, because that's how it works. That's how it works. Last question before we wrap it up. We have Milan on Sunday before a 2-week break. I cannot wait for that break. I cannot believe I'm saying it, but I cannot wait for that break. I mean, I would sound like an idiot if I asked you guys, is this a must-win game? But yeah, Milan at home. They are red hot. They had a week of rest. We have injuries. We have players who don't look fit at all. We have Allegri coming back to the stadium and Rabiot. Not that I care, but I know people make a big story out of it, even though it's actually irrelevant, to our situation at this moment in time. What are you expecting, Norbert? Are we going to show up? Are we just going to play purely on emotion in that game? And because we have no real choice at this moment in time, and that's the only way to go for us right now? Or do you think it's going to be a very tactical game where Allegri is going to, try to draw us out and do what he always tried to do?
Yeah. First of all, I was wrong about Allegri. I thought he would be gone by October, beginning of November or something, but he's doing some magic with this Milan, and it's going to be really hard against them. At home or away, it doesn't matter. And yeah, we will have the ball like over 65%, I think, and then let's see what can we do with it. And we need to execute, as they love to say it in the NFL. We need to execute, and we need to actually score the chances, because I believe we're gonna have chances. That Milan defense is not that good, but we will see. We need to win, but I don't think we're gonna win. I just hope we don't lose. But it's so sad, man. I would want us to win, but I just can't see it.
What do you think, Imran? What are your expectations for that clash?
I don't know, but is it just me, or I have really? I know that we will win. I don't know why. I know we will go and we will smash Milan 2-0. I don't know. I think that this team, that Tudor will prepare the game as he should, and drawing the last 3 games, of course, this can push you to give a
4
top
games.
performance against. Yeah, this can push you to put in a top performance against Milan. I think that we will win this game. I'm sure about winning this game.
I hope you're right. I don't have a good feeling about it at all. I didn't have a good feeling against Villarreal. I don't have a good feeling at all against Milan. I'm going to be completely honest. I've seen too many players. I'm just looking at a team who don't really know what to do, and I mean that's just a combination to lose against a team who look better than you, who look more dangerous, who look sharp. So yeah. Say what you want about Allegri, and I will agree with you, but Tudor is not nowhere. Yeah, I don't think anyone is saying Tudor is on Allegri's level. I've not come across that person. Yeah, I don't, But again, he was 3 years at the club, Allegri, when he came back, and it was going nowhere. Actually, it was going downwards. Like, people forget we won 2 games out of 20 or something, or 3 out of his last 20. That was a real thing. It was something crazy like that. I don't know it by memory, but it wasn't something insane like that. It was poor, and anyone would lose his job at that point. Like, people were shocked that he lost his job, and I'm not sure why everyone was shocked. What happened afterwards was not better, but that doesn't mean we didn't handle it. Like, we didn't make the right decision at the time. That's how I'm looking at it. So I don't hold a grudge against him, whatever. Anyways, people, we're gonna wrap this one up. Talked about it. It's enough. It's done. We cannot undo it anymore. We need to look, like you said, forward to the Milan game, and then it's an international break, 2 weeks. Hopefully, it can be a quote unquote calm one if you beat Milan in a good way. Then it could be a calm one. If not, if you lose and you need to have 2 weeks to think about Como away, Lazio away, and Real Madrid away and Lazio away in the space of about 10 days, it's going to be one of those insane international breaks where you can hear the worst theories. You will see leaks, you will read things where you're like, really, that's going to happen right now? All these things will happen if you end up losing against Milan, and we have 2 weeks to sit on Como, Real Madrid, and Lazio away. Because keep in mind, we have 2 points in the Champions League, and you can be with 2 points out of 3 games, and you're in trouble at that stage. You are. Like, you need to be honest with that. This team will be in trouble, because the start is not good. So now you need to go to Real Madrid and somehow get a point out of that, So we will see. Anyways, Norbert, Imran, thanks for joining, as always.
Thank you for having us.
To talk about it. People in the chat, thanks for joining. If you're rewatching it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as always. Next live show will be on Monday, because I'm probably out on we play on Sunday, so definitely on Monday. Apologies. It will be on Monday. Preview out on Saturday, and then Sunday we will see if we will get a result out of that game, yes or no. Anyways, stay safe and speak to you guys soon.